Hello guys, this is your channel TFD coming back at you with another video. And it looks like Dewanna Bonner is once again in the headlines, this time for getting in Lexi Hull's face in tonight's game. Guys, for this one, we gotta head down to Phoenix. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, I'm here to tell you, tonight's game was an absolute mess. The first half? Okay, maybe we had a little bit of hope, but after halftime? Phew, it got ugly real quick. The Fever looked completely lost. They couldn't stop Alyssa Thomas. Couldn't stop anybody, if we're being honest. Everybody on the other side was getting theirs tonight. And I'm sitting there watching like, yeah, we need Caitlin back. All those people saying, the Fever might be better without Caitlin Clark? Yeah, well tonight proved they are dead wrong. Caitlin needs to come back in a major way, because if we keep playing like this, forget about it. We're not winning a damn thing. To make matters worse, Ari McDonald went down. Sydney Colson got hurt too. Tell me this doesn't sound familiar? Yup, same old story. And now it's looking like we might need to pick up another hardship player just to fill the roster. But hold up, we gotta talk about the drama from the very start of this game. I'm talking Dewanna Bonner versus Lexi Hull. Early on, Lexi's locking up on Bonner, really giving her trouble. And then boom, Bonner gets her little shots in and starts jawing right in Lexi's face. Watch this. Now, maybe it's just me, but that looked like a moving screen from Alyssa Thomas to set that up. And then Bonner just walks right up on Lexi, full grill, no space, just talking. That clip blew up instantly online. Here's my thing. Why mess with Lexi? She's just doing her job playing defense. I hope somebody in the post-game had the guts to ask, what exactly did you say to Lexi? But of course, you know how it goes. Media never asks the real questions. They'll talk about points, rebounds, assists, but they won't ask about that. Anyway, game's over. Fever take another L. Injuries piling up. Caitlin's still out. And Bonner's still making headlines, but not for the right reasons. Just moments ago, Alyssa Thomas made history. Yeah, you heard me right, 3 straight triple-doubles. Man, she was cooking out there. She dropped 18 points, 10 assists, and 11 rebounds. Bro, she got off. And all you gotta do is look at the damn box score. Everybody that touched the floor did something. I'm not kidding. The whole roster put a beat down on the Fever tonight. Every single player that checked and made an impact. Even Kalani Brown, just 3 minutes of run, still handed out 2 assists. Lexi? Man, she was in there for 3 minutes and still gave 5 points. My goodness. When even your bench warmers are out there producing like that, you know it's a wrap. This wasn't just a win. This was a straight-up statement game. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going live right after this video drops to talk about it, because this was ridiculous. Bad. Really, really bad. There's almost no way to even put this into words. Former Missouri women's basketball star Sophie Cunningham was a bright spot in her return to her former home. But the Indiana Fever couldn't use her team-leading 18 points to knock off the Phoenix Mercury in a 95-60 loss Thursday night in Phoenix. Cunningham, who was traded to the Fever from Phoenix over the offseason, was 6 of 9 from the field and scored on her only free throw attempt as she scored her season-high points total. She fell just 1 3-pointer shy of her career high of 6 triples in a game with a 5 of 8 mark from 3-point range. Other than Cunningham, the Fever shot 2 of 22.9% from 3-point range in the loss. Cunningham spent the first 6 seasons of her WNBA career with Phoenix. Cunningham, a Columbia local and Rockbridge grad, also had 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and 4 turnovers in the loss. She recorded an -14+- during her 26 minutes on the floor. The Fever, who again were playing without an injured Caitlin Clark, have now lost 2 straight games. Indiana had previously been on a 5-game winning streak. Indiana point guard Sydney Colson left the game with a leg injury in the first quarter of the loss. No other Fever players scored in double digits. Kelsey Mitchell had 9 points, Natasha Howard put up 7, and both Aaliyah Boston and Ari McDonald scored 4 points. Let's see what Sophie Cunningham said after losing game.
What does it mean to come back here and be able to play or to sass an opponent tonight?
Yeah, AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans. But for me, I'm way happier in Indiana.
You left the game in that second quarter with that left ankle, I think it was. Just how are you feeling with that? Obviously, you came back and seemed to be fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I think we faced some adversity with some injuries this game. But you know what? We're used to that. We've had that at the beginning of the year. This is just another hump that we're going to get over, and we're gonna be okay.
And obviously, Sydney went down with that injury in the first quarter. Just what was that like? Just kind of seeing that, and how did that affect the rest of the game?
For sure. I mean, it sucks, right? You don't ever want to see anyone be injured on any team. I feel like there's been a lot of injuries this year in the W, harsh ones, I think. And it's just another one. And Sid is still the heartbeat of our team. She's going to be okay. Our team's going to be okay. And again, it's just another hurdle that we're going to have to get over.
Any other questions?
I'm Romy from Parkview, Chicago. Did you ever think about quitting when you were younger, and if so, what made you keep going?
Great question. I think when you're growing up, sometimes it's really hard, right? Sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you lack confidence. But there's always a fire in you. And I think the biggest thing that everyone's always going to fail. And I think if you're not trying, or if you're not failing, then you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And so for me, I think when you put in the work and you're the hardest worker, sometimes it's ugly, right? But you just have to kind of stack the days. And I just think if you keep showing up and you keep working hard, good things are going to happen.
What did they do so well with, obviously, AT getting that third state triple double as well?
I thought just focusing on us. I thought defensively we had some slippages early on, and that got them some easy buckets at the rim. Their second chance points, that was pretty big for us, their rebounding. And so I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, a lot of things that we can clean up. And so for us, making sure that we go back, we look at that film and be ready to clean that up.
It was fatigue kind of a factor, obviously, with it being your fourth road game, kind of 8 days on the road today.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but we're not going to just give all the credit to that. I think, once again, every time you step on the floor, we just have to be ready. And I think, obviously, with our slippages and some of the coverages that we wanted to try and do, it allowed them to score on those.
And then, Steph, obviously, Sid had that injury, and Ari left, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Just what's the status of
Well, it's Sid's left knee, Ari's right foot, and we'll get some more evaluation when we get home tomorrow and see where we are.
And how did that kind of affect the game with Sid obviously going down right in front of the bench just in the first quarter? Just how did that affect you guys?
Well, I think it affects emotionally because nobody wants to see a teammate go down like that. But also, on the floor, that's another point guard, a primary ball handler, someone who is a big part of our rotation. On both ends of the floor, and so you go down one guard and it puts more pressure on Kelsey and Sophie and Lexi and Ari to play a little bit heavier minutes, and so it made it a little bit tougher, but like AB said, you're playing a really good team in Phoenix. You give them 42 points off of turnovers and offensive rebounds, it's going to make for a tough night, and we had some setbacks early, but I'm proud of this group, and we continued to fight. It wasn't pretty, and sometimes you have these games. But we continue to fight, we continue to play hard, and we continue to stay together.
Yeah, and what do you do in those instances of it not being a pretty game to make sure to keep that morale up, especially with another game on Saturday back in Indiana?
I mean, we talk about it. You talk about it. Just staying together. Just worrying about our execution, worrying about us continuing to get better. Look, there are going to be days where we don't make shots. There are going to be days where you feel like you're stuck in mud. We're not immune to that like any other team, but it's about the bigger picture of how we respond to that. And this group was still tight in our huddles. This group was still engaged in timeouts. This group was still, going out and executing on both ends. And that's what it's about. This is a group that's been through a lot this entire season, and we love each other. We pull for each other, and I think that in moments like this, you continue to see that, and that's, to me, that is one of the things I'm proudest of with this group.